Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Shine Ability Show. If you haven't been here before, my name is Robin Carberry. I am a business coach, and I help Gen X women start, build, and scale successful online businesses. I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs in things like offers creation and digital marketing strategy and funnels and all those good fun things. But what I really love is helping Gen X women stop working so damn hard by showing them how to focus on their big vision for their business and what they really want and what actually gets them results. That's the most important part. So we talked about some money things last week. We're going to touch on that a little bit this week because one of the things that my clients struggle with the most is getting paid what they want, earning what they want, getting their business into a financial position that feels good and right and comfortable for them without so much struggle. So how do we get to that place? What are some of the things that we could do to really earn what we are worth? Part of it starts with breaking some bad habits, like self-sabotage. So self-sabotaging behaviors get us into something like a shame cycle, right? Because we do things like, I'm not going to go ahead and pitch for that podcast, or I'm not going to send in that proposal, I'll do that later, or nah, I don't think I'm going to apply for that coaching program or that high-end mastermind. It's just not the right time for me. And all of those things, what happens with all of those things is that they build on each other. So we don't do the things that we want to do in our business. We self-sabotage. That creates poor results. And then what happens? We feel bad about ourselves. We lose confidence. And then we indulge in more self-sabotaging behaviors. So I want us to stop that cycle. And it starts with breaking some of those bad habits. Let's talk about two of those habits today. One of them is procrastination. And I touched on this a little bit before. It's delaying the things that you don't really feel like doing right now, or you don't really want to make time for. Things like I said, sending in that proposal for that deal, or pitching yourself for an article or for a podcast, or signing up for a program that you think could help you grow with a coach that's really somebody that you respect and admire and has been where you are and has gone places where you want to go. But you say, no, I'll get to that later. I'm going to go cruise on Facebook for a while, or I'm going to do some other things in my business that need to be done but don't really move you forward, right? So that procrastination is one of the things that's preventing you from earning what you're worth. Why? It comes from a place of fear. So let's just be real about that. Those things come from a place of fear. You don't send the proposal in because you're afraid that you might not get the job. You don't pitch yourself for that podcast or for that article because you're afraid that you might just get lost in the shuffle and they won't say yes to you. Or you don't apply for that program because you're afraid that you'll get rejected. So you've created that situation yourself. You've made it true yourself by not putting yourself out there. So you never know what the answer is going to be until you try. So if you're real with yourself about why you're postponing that, why you're procrastinating, why you're not doing that thing, then you can really make a decision about whether you should go forward or not. And what is going to be the worst case scenario if you do? And how likely is that worst case scenario to happen? Maybe you'll send the proposal in and it'll get accepted. Wouldn't that be awesome, right? Maybe you'll be on that podcast and be in front of your people and get your message out there. Wouldn't that be awesome? And if every single thing that you do doesn't turn out the way you expected, that gives you good information so you can tweak and learn and change, right? So what's the second thing that we want to talk about? Not finishing things. This is related to procrastination just a little bit, but how many times have you started working on a product or developing a new offer for your market, or maybe even writing that book? Okay, I'm guilty of that. And then you just sort of ball it up and throw it in a drawer and forget about, that's never going to work. I'm never going to be successful doing that. That's just not going to happen for me. So again, I'm going to take you back to what's the worst case scenario if you put it out there? What's the worst case scenario if you try? Maybe it won't be 100% successful the first time, but you learn from doing that. You get feedback. If it all stays up here, the only feedback you get is from your brain. And your brain is a very biased audience. Your brain wants to keep you safe, and your brain doesn't want you to put it out there. But there are people out there who are waiting for you to share this stuff with them, that it's going to help them in their business and their lives and be more successful, right? So instead of just balling it up and throwing it in a drawer, put it out there. Get feedback, get data, analyze the data, and then decide what makes sense to do next based on real information instead of what's going on up here. So if you do those things, if you stop procrastinating, if you put in the proposals, if you get yourself out there and get exposure to people, if you put your offers out there in the universe, you are going to start earning what you're worth. It's just going to happen for you. So if you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. Just let me know. I'm always happy to chat with you and respond to things. And I always come back after the show and just check in and make sure that I'm taking care of all my people. So I appreciate your time, and I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.